2527. It's a letter from Philip Cooney.
Motion to waive the rules and accept the late files.
Second.
And would you like to go anywhere?
Let's go to Public Works and Safety.
Perfect. Thank you. And the second on that one? Thank you.
Do we need a roll call on that?
We don't. Yes, we do on everything.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
roll call on waiving the rules and accepting the late file and sending it to PW1S. Councillor Donahue.
Yes.
Councillor Granis.
Yes.
Councillor Harmon.
Yes.
Councillor Khan.
Yes.
Councillor Lang.
Yes.
Councillor McCauley.
Yes.
Councillor Preston.
Yes.
Councillor Sheehan.
Yes.
Councillor Wright.
Yes.
Councillor Z.
Yes.
And Councillor Cameron.
Yes.
Done. Thank you.
Public comment? Richard Goulet.
Yeah, Goulet.
Goulet, sorry, I couldn't quite read the handwriting. Richard, if you could just stand up at the microphone and repeat your name and address, and you have 2 minutes.
Richard Goulet, 25 Phillips Drive. I'm here this evening to speak to the council regarding the Phillips Drive neighborhood. I've been a resident here of the city of Newburyport for 50 years, and my 4 daughters has graduated from Newburyport High School. I am a former member of the Newburyport JC and former member of the Lions Club. The infrastructure investment, some of the councillors here this evening, like Councillor Khan, particularly Ward 6, Councillor from the very beginning, Byron Lands, that the funding is not in jeopardy, and we're sensing, if you will, that there is some sort of advocacy going in the incorrect direction. And you must understand, the newcomers here as councillors, the city has progressed in many areas. I know the community center, my children didn't have the ability to have it, but the Newburyport infrastructure, you have to really do a walkthrough to really understand why councillors before some of the new members that are here voted with Donna Holiday moving forward to really make this investment happen for this community. My home has been there for 50 years, and I have no intentions in relocating. The city has been invaluable to me and my family. Councillors, thank you for listening for my voice. I'm here to represent not only me at 25 Phillips Drive, but my neighborhood. The problem as such is that the problem within our community on Phillips Drive, Sullivan.
Okay, Richard, a couple more seconds to wrap it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The funding must move forward and not shorten the project. And the mayor is allowing us to meet on the 17th to discuss the engineering difficulties and maybe hopefully success in the infrastructure. So thank you for listening. Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you kindly.
Thank you, Richard. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming in. Phil Cooney.
Hello, greetings, Council President, Council, happy New Year to all. My name is Phil Cooney, I live at 22 Phillips Drive. And I'm here again to advocate to the city to help our neighborhood to deal with drainage problem, which is really beyond any individual's ability to alleviate. The history of the neighborhood starts in 1659 when the first known records of the Quakers inhabiting the area. Fast forward to the 1960s, and concerns about a man-made artichoke reservoir could flood the cemetery. You know, it's kind of interesting. We knew there was flooding issues, back in the 60s. And the Quakers were known for their pottery, and they used the compact soils of Phillips Drive for their pots. And the city later went on to fill their excavations with trash. It's like a known dump in the area. And it had to do with all the clay that's there. So in and around the time of the concerns of the flooding in the 60s, we had full, we decided that we're gonna build a neighborhood in the Artichoke Reservoir. So this was the city approved this plan, and the lower levels were filled with sand. The neighborhood was built on top of a watershed in a marsh filled with sand in a region that was known for flooding and known to have compact soils. All right, this is the situation that I got into in the 1990s and have been living with since. So following the appearance of the Cherry Hill neighborhood, the city approved building that neighborhood uphill, directing the drainage towards the Artichoke through Phillips Drive. All right, so we're compounding one problem with the other. And then 30 years later, we're with Donna Holiday. She agrees to help us with the problems. Mayor Reardon has championed the project and is seeing it through. We're very grateful. We're happy that the city's helping us out and being accountable for these decisions that have been made over the last 3 decades. Now, nobody in the neighborhood asked for these problems. Okay, we're just asking you to help fix them, keep the water out of our basement, to keep the ice off the roads. We just had flooding just a couple weeks ago, and the infrastructure failures and things that the contractors are finding that weren't seen in the study. And we know, because we hear things, we're active, we hear that there's some support, maybe waning for the neighborhood, and we're here to advocate to you. We still have a problem. We need to finish the project, but we need to finish it in a way that addresses why we're spending the money in the first place. Try to remember that when you're walking through these issues, that there's real people, taxpayers, who voted to get you guys here, and we need these problems addressed, and we're here to advocate for that. I just want to invite everyone to the Senior Center on the 17th. I believe you all got the letter, and we hope that you come and you can hear it in more detail about what's going on. And so please do come. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joel. So that's the Senior Center on the 17th, it's a Wednesday at 6 p.m. Thank you. Next, that's it for public comment. Anybody out in internet land is free to correspond with the full city council at citycouncil at Newburyport. Citycouncil at cityofnewburyport.com. Thank you. And we're going to move next to the mayor's comment.
Good evening, everyone. Great to see Dick and Phil up here from Phillips Drive. If you haven't taken a drive through there, please do, just because, again, this project's been going for a while, you all approved it. But to see what they're living through is important, because it is a very difficult project that's taken over that neighborhood right now. And it's on people's public ways, and it's blocking views, and it's tough to get through there, and it's been a while. So I'm looking forward to the meeting on the 17th, so we can talk a little bit about progress and where we go from there. Inauguration happened last week, so this is great. First night out. New members, welcome. I know you guys are going to be great. Congratulations to President Cameron. I also just want to do a special congratulations to Vice Chair Sarah Hall of the school committee, and also to Andy Boger and Kathleen Shaw for being new members of the school committee as well. We made it through our first winter storm this weekend. I couldn't say enough good things about DPS. I think we got the message out early. It's not our parking bans, snow emergency. I believe we only had to tow 4 cars. It might be an all-time record low for amount of snow that we had, which is great. I mean, we never like to tow cars, but that's why we have blue lights and snow emergencies, and allows the DPS to go out there and do their job. And like I said, I'm sure they're going to sleep well tonight, but they've been going at it for almost 48 hours. So I just want to thank DPS for all their hard work. We have a very important information session, so going on tomorrow night at our Rupert A. Middle School, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. around the Whittier Vocational School Building Project. This was set up to have another opportunity for voters, not just in Newburyport, or for residents, not just in Newburyport, but from around the 11 communities to come and hear and learn about this project. We have elected officials from 10 out of the 11. I'm still hoping Ipswich comes, so that will be 11 out of 11 there. And again, we invited Whittier. They have declined to come to the event, but like I said, we're going to do a nice overview of the history of Whittier and the project, and then we'll talk a lot about the finances and the voting for that day, and then all elected officials have a chance to speak, and then we'll have a question and answer session mostly focused on, what we believe the impacts this will be in the 11 communities, which is why I wanted elected officials from all places to be there. Again, we're not gonna be able to get into the weeds about the project at Whittier because they decided not to show up, so I hope to see you all there. Lastly, we have another public meeting set up. I don't wanna confuse the public with too many public meetings, but we do have one coming up next week. This is around the Newburyport Recreation Center. We are now at 100% design development for Newburyport Recreation Center. I keep saying we're at 100% full design, I was told that it's incorrect. It is 100% design development. But we'd like to just show you the community, all the hard work that we've been doing around this project. Again, we'll be coming to council hopefully shortly by the end of the month here, but we wanted to show what we were working on, have the community come out and see where we plan on going with this. And then again, hopefully you can all make it, but it will be coming to you in your packet very shortly. And it's the first meeting, so I took it easy for you on you tonight. Next meeting at the end of the month, we'll do a full project.
Councillor Z?
Thank you, Mayor. Just have a couple of questions. One is, thank you for the updates. On youth services, could you send us all the plan pictures, the cost estimates that are available, like forthwith, like before the end of the week, to be able to review them before the meeting next week? That whatever you have,
Sure.
is great.
Yeah. Like I said, this isn't like, we haven't submitted anything to the packet yet. This is just kind of showing what we've been working on, but we can absolutely do that. Sure.
So my second question is, you mentioned the 100% design. So my question is, if you're at 100% and
100% design development.
how will the council and public have any input into it if it's at 100%?
That's a great question. Well, we haven't even, do you want to speak to it? You can, come on.
Sure.
Come on, come on. It's my guys.
So design development just means that we are at a point now where we have more concrete cost estimates, and the design that you saw, the schematics have been flushed out a little bit more, so there's still room for movement. We still have to do construction documents, so we thought this was a good sort of stopping point to present to the council and the public to see where we stand so far.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I know this has been an ongoing concern with other projects, but in my experience, going between design and construction, there's not typically a lot of room, but I hope that we'll be able to have a conversation about it. So just two other questions. One is, so is the $200K that was appropriated mid last year for this design depleted? Do we know?
No,
We don't know.
no.
I could ask.
Sure. So that 200,000 was to bring you through construction documents, and so we haven't started that yet, so we haven't used up all of them.
Okay. And Ethan, we can provide the balance, I'm
Yes.
sure. Okay. And last question is on a different topic altogether. I'm really, maybe my colleagues will join me, but I'm really confused about Phillips Drive. The council hasn't seen anything about Phillips Drive since we passed the bond. I'm looking around, like some of my colleagues were here when we passed it. There haven't been any additional funding requests, there haven't been anything. So are the residents implying that there's insufficient funding to complete the project?
I heard both the public comments, and that is not news to me, so.
Me too.
I think
Okay.
the meeting on the 17th is to go over the project in general and see where we're at, but there's been no request to the mayor's office for additional funds.
I had emailed with Director Amaral, but I know he was getting his feet under him, but I would appreciate personally just an accounting.
Sure, I think the biggest thing that's come up recently was about top coats and paving having to be.
Remember that.
Okay, so that's the most recent thing that we talked about. And that, I guess, it was taken out before I took office, that was taken out of the project, when it first got originally started to bring down the price, I guess.
And I'll write this down, but what would be instructive is just bond amount, what's been spent to date,
Sure.
what's left to do, and I think that would be very helpful. So
Okay.
thank you. I'm all set. Thank you.
Any other questions for the mayor?
I'd
Councillor
like to take it just a little bit further and understand the one that got taken out for the top coat, if that's available. When,
Sure.
I mean,
Anyways,
that's been, one thing that drives me insane historically is that things get taken out.
Yeah.
And why?
Sure.
And where is the accounting on that?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
well, from my understanding, that happened the last time Wayne was here, so Wayne was aware of that. But I can get you the exact time that that was taken out. I think it was before you actually took the vote, but again, I wasn't here then, but I can find that out for you.
Councilor McCullough?
Council President, if you will, we actually had a long discussion about that. I can answer the council's question.
That'd be great.
That's okay? Yeah. So actually, the top coat was taken out after we approved the bond because it didn't fit. And so they took the top coat out with the idea that they would cover the Chapter 90 money the following year, which is a typical type of process that they go through along the way. That is still the intent, that is still as part of the roadway plan for chapter 90 money to be used to finish off the paving of that. So the accounting that we're asking for should include everything except the top coat, which should be accounted for with chapter 90.
Yeah, when we first put the paving plan together, it wasn't on there. And then when Wayne was able to come in, he was able to fill in the pieces about, no, that needs to be on there because it was chapter 90 that they were planning for, so it wasn't something that was included in the original one. It was, as far as you noted it, but then it was taken out.
Any more for the mayor? Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thanks, have a great meeting, everyone.
Now, the clerk can lead us through the consent.
The consent agenda, thank you, Mr. President, consists of the following items. The approval of the minutes for December 11th of last year, 2023. We have a number of communications. The first three are going to license and permits. Application 169, which is a 5K, 13.1. UCAN Sports on the following 3 dates, 6/9, 7/21, and 9/21, heading out of Riverwalk Brewery. Next is application 170, which is the second-hand motor vehicle license from LCA Motors. Again, these are renewals. And application 171, which is the Sunoco second-hand renewal vehicle license. Again, those three are going to LNP. Next is receive and file, which is the PARAC FY 2025 appropriation. Next goes to community services, which is a letter from Joe Morgan regarding the Frog Pond Restoration Project. And the last communication is 526, which is the 2024 City Council Committee assignments to be received and filed. There are no transfers. There are a number of appointments. Let me see if I can make sense of these as we go through them. This may be a record. Appointment 445, Mark Spencer, 129 Merrimack Street to the Water Sewer Commission until 2/15/2026 to go to PWNS. Appointment 446, Elaine King Nickerson, 16 Purchase Street, Affordable Housing Trust, till 2/15/2026 to go to P&D. Appointment 447, Christine Chapman, 28 Dorothy Lucy Drive, Council on Aging until 2/15/2027 to go to CNS. Biff Baus, 6 Iona Avenue, Historic Commission, also the rep for CPC, 2/15/2026 to go to P&D. Thomas O'Brien, 11 Mosley Avenue, CPC rep, Housing Authority, 2/15/2027 to go to P&D. Charles Griffin, 3 Vernon Street, CPC rep from the Parks Commission, 2/15/2027 to go to CS. Kimberly Emmons, 9 Doe Run Drive, Waterfront Trust, 2/15/2026 to go to CS. Marianne Vesey, 10 Kent Street, Human Rights Commission until 2/15/2028. Appointment 460, Timothy Rooney, 9 Marshview Circle, as Assistant Harbor Master. Reappointments, Thomas O'Brien, 11 Mosley Avenue, Housing Authority until 2/15/2029. P&D, Paul Hogg, 4 Wildwood Drive, Shellfish Constable, 2/15/2027, PWNS. Jill Brennan, 24 Webster Street, Haverhill, as our assessor, 2/15/2027, to go to Budget and Finance. Dennis Morrow Jr., 83 Bow Ridge Road, Lynn, as the building inspector, until 2/15/2027, P&D. Enrico Caruso, 34 Russet Hill Road, Haverhill, Assistant Harbor Master, and Shellfish Constable, 2/15/2027, PWNS. Joseph A. Cedarquist, 2 Reitman Road, Wilmington, Assistant Harbor Master, Shellfish Constable, 2/15/2027, PWNS. Charles Griffin, 3 Vernon Street, Parks Commission, 2/15/2027, CS. Jeffrey Matheson, 12 Hart Road, Electrical Inspector, 2/15/2025 to go to P&D. And that is it for the consent agenda this evening.
Motion approved.
Second.
Councilor McCollum.
Yeah, I'd like to remove communication 524.
Resolution 524 is been removed from the consent agenda. We'll take that up on the regular agenda. Anything else? So there was a motion made by Councillor Z, seconded by Councillor Preston.
Correct.
Clerk, call
Now, roll call for the motion to approve the consent agenda with one amendment. Councilor Donahue?
Yes.
Councilor Granis?
Yes.
Councilor Harmon?
Yes.
Councilor Khan?
Yes.
Councilor Lane?
Yes.
Councilor McCauley?
Yes.
Councilor Preston?
Yes.
Councilor Shan?
Yes.
Councilor Wright?
Yes.
Councilor Z?
Yes.
And Councilor Cameron.
Yes.
Perfect. That leads us to the mayor's update.
Is there a motion on that?
Motion received and filed.
Second.
All those in favor, roll call.
Roll call on receiving and filing mayor's update. Councilor Donahue?
Yes.
Councilor Granis?
Yes.
Councilor Harmon?
Yes.
Councilor Khan?
Yes.
Councilor Lane?
Yes.
Councilor McCauley?
Yes.
Councilor Preston?
Yes.
Councilor Shan?
Yes.
Councilor Wright?
Yes.
Councilor Z?
Yes.
And Councilor Cameron.
Yes.
Thank you.
No first reading appointments, communications, communication 524.
That's correct. That's the PARAC FY 2025 appropriation.
Councilor McCollum?
Motion to receive and file.
Second.
But prior to doing that, I would like us to talk about it a little bit. You know, of late, we've had a lot of visibility into what goes into the budget. And one of the budget items that we have is we have to pay for the promises that we've made to our employees. And this is the Public Employee Retirement Administration Commission going forward. And for fiscal year 25 in our budget, that will be $6.5 million. Now, there is a breakdown where 6.4 roughly is for City of Newburyport public employees. And the housing authorities, roughly $200,000 or so. I don't think anyone opposes that, but the point that I wanted to make was that there are multiple things that go into our budget, things that we have to spend money on. These are promises that are made in our labor contracts, et cetera, along the way. And taking a moment to call out the large number that's here, $6 million, and that has grown from previous years along the way, and next year I'm sure it will grow again. I simply wanted to raise awareness to anyone listening tonight that we do live up to our commitments moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, motion has been to receive and file, made by Councilor McCauley, seconded by Councilor Lane. Clerk, would you call the roll?
I'd be happy to, Mr. President. Councilor Donahue?
Yes.
Councilor Granis?
Yes.
Councilor Harmon?
Yes.
Councilor Khan?
Yes.
Councilor Lane?
Yes.
Councilor McCauley?
Yes.
Councilor Preston?
Yes.
Councilor Shan?
Yes.
Councilor Wright?
Yes.
Councilor Z?
Yes.
And Councilor Cameron.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
No transfers, no
No.
second reading, no appointments, orders.
The first order is 526, City Council calendar, perhaps coupled with Order 527, the council rules of 2024.
Motion to approve them collectively.
Second.
Second.
I think we probably should have a motion to waive the rules for an emergency preamble. I think at least one meeting in the past, we just kind of voted on them. Another one, we have had the motion to waive the rules for the emergency preamble. I did have 3 discussions with the clerk about it, and I think probably best just to
So moved.
combine. Yeah.
Wonderful. We'll consider that a motion to waive the rules, declare an emergency, and approve in one session. Collectively, orders 526 and 527, correct?
Yes. Councilor McCauley has.
Yeah, I think we should spend some time in Order 527 a little bit. I do think that there's some growth that's gone on in some of our council rules, especially with committees, like community services, for example. There are maybe some more departments that we want to make sure that we articulate along the way, especially approval of some of the appointees. I think that the mixed messages about what we've declared that we want to have purview over in terms of approving appointees, and the mayor's office's opinion that we don't get a say in selective appointments along the way. I think there's a conflict there, and it's stated between the council and the administration on that, and For 527 in particular, I would ask them to go to general government for at least a meeting to review some of these changes and enhancements along the way. So unless we break it out the way it stands today, I'm going to close it. But
If I may allow myself to speak, I think the thinking is we need some rules to start off, so to approve them and get us started. And Councilor McCauley, we can find a way to get what you just said on general government's docket and take a look at the rules. And that would be, you know, to any other potential changes that we might want to have. Thank you. So we do have a motion.
Yeah, if I might suggest, so the motion could be to approve collectively, subject to council rules being reviewed in committee, notwithstanding that we would have rules until that point. So we need rules,
I think that sounds good.
something like that.
No objection.
Okay.
Is this a combined emergency motion plus voting to approve them?
It is.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call?
Roll call.
Roll call on the motion after said. Councilor Donahue?
Yes.
Councilor Granis?
Yes.
Councilor Harmon?
Yes.
Councilor Khan?
Yes.
Councilor Lane?
Yes.
Councilor McCauley?
yes.
Councilor Preston?
Yes.
Councilor Shan?
Yes.
Councilor Wright?
Yes.
Councilor Z?
Yes.
And Councilor Karen?
Yes.
Thank you. So council rules goes to general government. Next, Mr. President, would be order 528. The local exception of General Law 41, Section 110A.
Motion to refer to general government?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Roll call on moving 528 to general government. Councilor Donahue?
Yes.
Councilor Granis?
Yes.
Councilor Harmon?
Yes.
Councilor Khan?
Yes.
Councilor Lane?
Yes.
Councilor McCauley?
Yes.
Councilor Preston?
Yes.
Councilor Shan?
Yes.
Councilor Wright?
Yes.
Councilor Z?
Yes.
Councilor Karen?
Yes.
Order 529. Gift acceptance, 2,500, David Volz.
Motion to refer 529 and 530 collectively to budget and finance.
Okay.
Second.
It's the 530 is the FY 24-25 CDA program, 16K.
I'm sorry, going to where?
Budget, please.
Budget and Finance. Roll call, Mr. President.
Roll call.
Okay, on approving collectively 529.
Councilor McCauley.
Yeah, Council President, while I don't oppose it going to budget and finance, I do ask that council think about this. We put in place a gift acceptance policy. It's taken off. We have some very generous folks along the way. We do have significant work done in budget and finance as well. I'm asking council collectively, maybe not tonight, etc., but as these come in, do we want to push these to budget and finance, or do we want to push these to actually the committees that actually oversee where the gift will actually be accepted along the way? Again, I have no concerns with this going where it is, but going forward, I ask them to kind of get some direction.
That'd be great, and I'd love feedback offline from any of you on that matter. Yeah.
Thank you.
Certainly, thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Roll call on moving 529 and 530 to BNF. Councilor Donahue?
Yes.
And Councilor Granis?
Yes.
And Councilor Harmon?
Yes.
And Councilor Khan?
Yes.
Councilor Lane?
Yes.
Councilor McCauley?
Yes.
Councilor Preston?
Yes.
Councilor Shan?
Yes.
Councilor Wright?
Yes.
Councilor Z?
Yes.
And Councilor Karen?
Yes. Ordinances, none. Committee items, budget, finance, Councilor Z.
We have no business as we didn't carry anything over. I just wanted to announce that we will be meeting on Thursday at 6. To the best of my knowledge, just have a few things that came in tonight, no committee of the whole. We do intend likely to hang on to our Thursdays post council schedule, give or take, but I'm working that out with my colleagues. So before I say that and have you all posted, I just want to go have that conversation with them. So 6 o'clock and we'll be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Community Services, Councilor Preston.
Yes, thank you. So our, as I've communicated to the full council, our meetings will be on the Monday evening from 5 to 6:30. That is opposite from council. However, this coming Monday is a holiday. I'm going to talk with my other committee members about whether or not we actually want to schedule that meeting or cancel, given a holiday and move to the next, since we don't have anything that's absolutely critical.
Thank you. For general government, there are 2 items listed in committee. We are going to double check the minutes to see if those were carried over or if they were received and filed. We have two streams of thought on that. But now we have the council rules in there. We'll be setting our regular date. We may be also looking at Monday of council meetings, if that doesn't collide with anybody else. So let's all keep in touch about that and take it from there. License and permits, Councilor Ray.
Council President, thank you. We don't have a scheduled date, although we are trying to fit one in amongst all the others. The committee members will have a date for you in the next couple of days for a standing.
Great, thank you. Planning and Development, Councilor Shannon.
Mr. President, so the committee members are going to be meeting on Tuesdays, the opposite week of city council, starting at 6 to 7:30. We did have one item that was a committee of the whole item that came over from last year. We're not sure if we'll be looking at that next week. Tuesday we can be waiting to hear from our city solicitor and from the global attorney. It does sound like there is going to be a deed restriction put in place, making it for residential only. I haven't heard if that's going to be in by the end of this week. If it is, we'll try and get it on the agenda for Tuesday. If not, we do have a few appointments that we'll try to get taken care of on the 16th. And that's it.
Thank you. Public Works and Safety, Councilor McCauley.
Thank you, Council President. The item we have in hand is currently under development with DPS. More to come on that. We do have a number of items that we have. We are targeting for our date, the off week, Mondays from 6:30 to 8, right after community services along the way. We are firming up next week's, because of the items we have Wednesday, the 16th from 7 to 8. Going forward will be a hybrid type of meeting to accommodate that. So we're trying to get it in for the following week going forward. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Good of the order. I'm gonna just a couple of quick things. I'll be reaching out to you each individually to talk about setting a date for some sort of, you could call it a retreat, you could call it a planning and prioritization session, but a chance for us to get together just to try to proactively line up what we want to do in the year ahead and for the full 2-year term. Life will start moving very quickly, as we know, and you never know what's going to come up on your bingo card. So it's good that if we can at least have a few goals in mind, and then we'll get subsumed with all sorts of other things. I did have a conversation with Councillor Shan. We'll be working on a report from the Market Landing ad hoc, and probably we'll have one meeting to kind of wrap that up and get that either done with or to some next stage, so that will be happening as well. And thank you to the chairs for trying to get the regular schedule up and going. Maybe a little rocky in the first couple of weeks, but if we can get into a good rhythm, that'll make everyone's lives a little less hectic. And thank you for reaching out to each other and scheduling all of that. Any other items under good of the order?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Roll call.
Roll call on the initial meeting of council president and perhaps one of the most efficient I've ever witnessed. Councilor Donahue. Councilor Brennan.
Yes.
Councilor Harmon.
Yes.
Councilor Khan.
Yes.
Councilor Lane.
Yes.
Councilor McCauley.
Yes.
Councilor Preston.
Yes.
Councilor Shan.
Yes.
Councilor Wright.
Yes.
Councilor Z. Councilor Kennedy.
Yes, adjourned. Thank you.